Hey everybody, and welcome to another Binary Ninja live stream. I'm Jordan. Welcome back. We've got, as if you saw the countdown, we've got an agenda for this week that includes a couple of different things. We'll kind of play it by ear, and we'll see what you want to do as well. I'm hoping we have some good questions in the chat. I would love some good Q&A time. Obviously, I'm always open to it, but that usually means that like I don't have a full episode planned, and so I want you guys to come help me with some questions. So if you've got them, please chime in, and we'll answer them as they come. First thing I want to do is go over the events of the week. There's actually been a lot of commits, a lot of things going on, so I figured I would do that. And actually, ooh, is this? I didn't even notice this. Is type filtering on the latest dev. So I'm showing you here, this is the Binary Ninja dev branch that is includes commit messages. So some of our builds, we get to see the commit messages. At some point, we might just open them all up to all builds. We've talked about it for a while. It's just some work to redo how our update infrastructure happens. So I actually didn't even notice this. I just updated to 27.23. But I'm excited that type filtering is on there, so that's awesome. Let's actually go and check the issues. Actually, let's check the issues that are closed, and we'll see if I wonder if Josh is closed. I don't think he has. I don't think he's actually closed it. So we'll try that out, and we'll check that. But there's been a fair number of other issues closed. You'll notice this last week, and some commits. So we'll talk about that. We're going to, I have a plugin idea that I think will be really pretty easy and fun to do on stream. And so we'll bang that out. The idea is we actually had, so every week on our Wednesday kind of all hands company-wide meeting, we go through all of our backlog of all the old issues. We don't go through the whole backlog. We go through, a page or two at a time. Of like old issues, because the idea is that sometimes we've solved an old bug and we've forgotten about it, or maybe there's an important bug that we've just missed because it wasn't assigned, or something happened to it. So we like to during these weekly meetings, we not only prioritize and triage our current, like the bugs that have come in that week, if they haven't already been had somebody look at them and assign them and give them labels like difficulty and impact. But then we're going to go back and go through the old ones as well and just kind of refresh them and look at them. So that's helpful for us. But one of the ones that we came across was, I actually don't remember the issue number on it now. But the idea was people have often requested, this is a not infrequent request, like if I'm opening a file, I can, if I want to trigger a plugin, I can write some Python down in the Python console. And actually, I'm going to do my little layout split. I haven't done this in a while. I could open something in the Python console, and I can write something there to do a little script. I could use, do I have it bound to a hotkey? I do. I could use the snippet editor, which is a plugin you can install in the plugin manager, which is broken right now. There's actually an error that I introduced by committing the Qt6 code without doing some additional testing. So that's on me. I need to actually go ahead and fix that one up. The only problem with it is you get a bunch of errors and it loses syntax highlighting, but it's otherwise functional. So you can use the snippet plugin, like if you want to write a little bit of code. And the way I think about it is, if I want to write like a real plugin, like something that I'm going to run like via the plugin menu, or it's going to be installable via the plugin manager, like that's a lot of work. I've got to do metadata. I'm pushing it to a repository. It's a little bit more formal and more goes into it. Snippets is just for like things where it's like bigger than just a one-liner in the console, but something you're not really wanting to publish. Although I know some people who are using snippets for relatively large ones too, you certainly can. But one thing that you can't do right now is just say like tools run Python, right? There's no like run Python code and you point it at a file and then it just executes that in the context of this session. So for whatever file that you have kind of open. This would actually be really, really easy to do. So as a plugin, which is probably one of the reasons we haven't done it, and also because again we kind of have these other ways. So I was thinking about implementing that on the stream. What else? And then grab a CTF challenge. So depending on how long all this stuff takes, we'll grab a binary. We'll see if any other Vector 35 people want to join me and ridicule me while I do it. I said in our chat if anyone wants to join, so we might have somebody join us later for that. If you hear like the ding of like a Google Hangouts connection join, it means someone's hopped in, and I'll have to update, I think, my window capture, which actually I'll do that now, so it'll work when they join if someone does. And then that, I think, will be our... Oh, no, I have to switch over to that scene to do it, so I won't worry about that now. Cool. So definitely give me feedback. Let me know in chat if you've got any questions as they come up. In the meantime, let's go play with, like I said, the stuff that happened this week. So if we look at the closed issues this week, yeah, Brian fixed a couple that I'm excited to play with a little bit more as well that were related to navigation failures. So the idea was if you were switching views via like the view down here, you can switch to assembly graph, you can do it up here. You can switch to like a different IL, and then you've also got the view menu. And part of the reason we did that was because originally you could only do all that down here with hotkeys, and it just wasn't nearly discoverable. So we've tried to have it be a few more places. But there were a couple ways that you could do that like you would lose focus, and so you would not be able to hit like escape to back up a little bit, or you go to the wrong place. And so Brian has been kind of banging away on little edge cases on that. And making sure that he's also been the one adding the new APIs that map between IL levels better. So having the it's quiet in the chat. Is anybody here? I don't hear anybody yet. He's also been the one doing this API for the IL mapping, which is also what has made this sort of like flipping between views much more consistent. That you're going to end up in the same place, even if you're in like say a large function. Which I think like main is a pretty large function here in bin.ls, so if I want to select this one, right, I can switch between the different views, the different ILs, and all still be in the same place. Oh, good. Yeah, no one's here. Pay no attention to the people behind the curtain. Kyle and John, thank you for making me feel good. Although it's a little weird. Oh, there we go. Nice. That's a great idea, Josh, to like get exercise while watching streams and stuff. I should probably do that more often, like just use Twitch and actually like do it while exercising. I like that idea. And I look forward, as I said to you in Slack, Josh, I look forward to you rejoining the streaming world. I think you could totally have kids in the background screaming. It would be totally fine. Like a little noise canceling. Everybody knows that life is crazy. You should totally hop back on the stream. It'd be fun. Or if nothing else, you can hop on the live stream here. But I think you have probably lots of stuff you could do on your own. Anyway, so let's go to the type view, because like I said, I saw that commit message right here from Josh, and I haven't actually had a chance to try this yet. So if I'm in types and I type, no. Maybe I should have asked him if this was something demoable yet, instead of assuming it was based on the commit message. Nobody wants to hear you breathe hard. I mean, no. The most I could stand. I could do like a standing desk moment in the stream, but I don't think anybody needs to hear me breathe hard either. Although I wouldn't actually exercise enough to be breathing hard. I'm pretty lazy right now. So, oh, there it is. Filter is right up top here. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Interesting. Okay, so it doesn't trigger via hotkey currently, but we've got this filter up here, and if I just type ident, let's see. Okay, so any structures that match either the name of a member or the structure itself, it's going to get filtered out. We can choose auto and user types. Oh, and actually, you know what? Even just being able to filter and choose user is real nice. Chat controls. Yeah, I'll add total control. Or, what's a crowd control of desk height? Make people raise and lower the desk, so I've got to like constantly be getting exercise. I mean, that would be one way to maybe get a little bit less lazy. I like that, right? Yeah, this is, and again, as a reminder, if you look at our 3.0 milestone issues, all right, these are like the remaining things, which actually it's a relatively short list. There's only 14 left. For some of them are pretty major features, but there are the biggest things that we want to do to be able to move for like this big 3.0 UI launch. Migrating to Qt is already well underway. I think, honestly, most of the work is done from that. Rusty's done, and he's already working on where is it? Arrays. I think arrays is on here. Oops. Yeah, just it is right. Array of structs. Yeah, so it's an oddly phrased name, but yeah, better array support in high level IL. That's exciting. It's coming along now. Analysis pass is another major one, but one of these is, oh, maybe he did close it. How did I miss it being closed then? Let's see here. So issues or it's not tagged for 3. Let's see. Fill tight view enhancements. Oh, okay, that's why, because it's under that, which is this not. It's not currently labeled in 3.0, but maybe we should think about that. So maybe Kyle, remind me later if you want to go ahead and ask in Slack now. I feel like, I mean, certainly we should split that out. That's another good question. Does search just trigger the filter? So if I go back to auto and user types, I've got everything. Don't have that. And if I do Control F, yes. Okay. So find just the text-based find that was the hack that I even mentioned on stream a couple weeks ago, is gone away in favor of this, which I think is absolutely superior. It makes a ton of sense, right? So that's perfect. That's really nice. And like I said, I think I would actually just use even user types, because oftentimes if I'll make a new a type and then I've got to like go dig through it and find it on the list of things, especially for like, I like having the auto types. I like having all the ELF structures that Binja is automatically making. It's actually kind of nice and handy to have those. You could use them and you can, take advantage of the, is there a typo there? No, I read wrong. But it would be, it is nicer to be able to like set that and only see the ones that I've just, I've made. If I wanted to, no, I don't even, yeah. Yeah, what am I doing? I have no idea. I'm brain fried. But yeah, being able to see just mine is nice. All right. So that's fantastic. That is, and again, that's on dev right now. So literally just the dev build that I think came out today, correct? That's today. Oh yeah, not even just today, but like a few minutes ago. It only came out about 30 minutes ago. So if he, I don't know if it was intentional that Josh got this on just in time for the stream, but I'll take it if not. So thank you for that. One other thing, though, I think I've mentioned this before, but in case I haven't, actually, let me do it with a separate build. Let's go ahead and take, how many binary ninja builds do I have? A lot. I think this is our current dev build. And we're going to make a Qt6 one. Did that not run? Binary ninja. All right. And we're going to switch this one over to, you can see all of our secret test branch builds that I think my license is currently enabled to do. No, don't update. Just trying to go to stable. Don't want that. Let's go to Qt6 preview builds. All right, so we'll throw that on there. Its functionality is going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be using Qt6 instead of the Qt5. No, commits are not public, Glenn. I've got a serial number in my VM that shows off the commits. I was going to kind of show people. At some point we do need to make them public, I think. Like, I think we decided a while ago that like there's never been a commit message that was so embarrassing that we couldn't have made it public. And it makes it a little bit easier for people to know what plugins or what changes are happening on the dev branch, which is kind of nice. For example, like I wouldn't have known that commit. I hadn't actually been checking our status internally, where I would see in our Slack normally about what commits were going on. So if I hadn't had that enabled, then I wouldn't have even have seen the new type filtering. So it is a handy thing to have. All right, so that one's going up to QT6. What else we got? Let's go back and look and see. So we mentioned Brian's got a lot of things related to navigation that got fixed this week. We might move that one over to 3.0 so we can do the type filtering. What else got closed? Yep, Brian picked another one. It's a couple of bugs. Oh, that's right. I actually landed a couple of fixes for the plugin manager, which I don't know if it's showing up here or not, but I think there was actually there was a couple of bugs that I got fixed up in the plugin manager, and one feature even is super minor, but yeah, exactly, John. That way, if people know that they're going to be public, then hopefully they'll have cleaner code. The debugger might not actually work with Qt6. That's entirely possible. I haven't actually tested that. So let's uninstall that one. That's a good one. Kyle should bug Andrew about that. Make sure he knows to go play with that. I don't know if everyone's been testing everything on Qt6 yet or not. I'm pretty sure that's a known bug, but just to make sure. All right, so this is the Qt6 build. Again, functionally, it should be exactly the same. Should be able to go to type view, Control F, and filter my my types. I like it. Of course, we also still have all of our cross-reference type cross-references that we had from Shushunk's commit a while back, which is awesome. So we can see all those still there, the type references. And we even get things, within, references to other types as well as to where they're used. Yep. So that is really coming along and looking good. What else happened last week? Oh, right. I was going to show my very, very small. What happened to my keyboard? Oh, my keyboard is not controlling my computer. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. All right, so if we bring up the plugin manager, now it says last updated. That's a little. It's a small fit. Yeah, Kyle. Oh, yeah, no. So Glenn's here too, so I'll ask Glenn to do the next message. Yeah, I think I need to subtract all vector people from the stream count, because I'm not that y'all don't count, but you don't count. Just kidding. You guys count extra. So Glenn actually suggested this, and the data was literally already in the plugin manager. So, oh no, Peter's gonna quit. That's it. He's hopping off. The last updated field just tells you when the plugins were last updated. What I want to add, and actually I was going to talk to Peter about this, is right now there's keywords you can do like @installed or @enabled. You can type. I think is there a hover? I forget. There's a way to find this out. Yeah, there it is. If you hover over it into empty. Oh, by category too. That's nice. But I would like also the ability to sort. It would be nice if you could sort them by last updated, sort them by category, or sort them by, it'd be nice to have a little bit of sorting in here. And last updated in particular, I think would be really nice because, it's like a lot of like app store type views. Like if I'm looking at, where I've got all my apps installed, I want to see the most recently updated apps because I can look through them to see what's changed more easily. So that's a small little update. It was also, if you're using the built-in Python, and so I'm not here, I'm actually specifying one, but if you were using built-in Python, not with a virtual environment, and the plugin dependency installation on, I want to say in some configurations on Linux and Windows was broken. I fixed that. I didn't see a bug for it, so maybe I should go back and make one. But I think that's it for updates for the last week. And cross that off. Although I will note too, something else that came up. setting up a virtual env and using it to install all of your packages into it. Yeah, yeah. Peter also has one. I wasn't going to highlight your bug. I wasn't going to make a big deal out of it. But yeah, there is currently a bug in the plugin manager where if you install a plugin, but do not enable it. And so if you actually just hit install down here, it auto installs and enables because that's 90% of the time what you want. But right click currently just installs or just enables. But if you install a plugin, oh, see, look, dependency, please install dependency. Look at that. Dependency installing works good at least. But it's, again, it's disabled, and now I try to enable it. Oh, that's weird. That's one bug too. It also tries to install dependencies again. But it just tells you it's already installed. It doesn't enable it. So that's the bug now. So you can just uninstall it, and then, nope, cancel. Wait, didn't I check that before? Let me see. Interesting. Does the right-click install? That might be another bug, Peter. Right-click install, I think asks you if it's a community plugin again. I don't know. That was a little bit different. Anyway, so if you just install it, it works. But if you go ahead and disable it later, you have to basically uninstall and reinstall to get it working. So it's a bit of a, it's minor annoyance. It's super easy to work around, but definitely will get fixed up before the next stable. And the plugin manager is, it's coming along. Cool. All right. So I haven't seen any questions. A bug finding stream and try to break binary. Oh man, yeah, that's just called doing normal stuff. You can totally find bugs. I mean, I might make it sound like it's super buggy. The joke is Josh Cerulean, who's in chat now, used to do a lot of Binary Ninja live streams, and he would usually once or twice a stream he would find some bug, but he was also like digging into corners of the API that nobody else had used, and so inevitably he'd be filing some bugs. So. I actually I've had a couple of bugs on stream for sure, but I don't think we've had too many disrupt or cause any trouble, that especially that we couldn't just switch around it. But yeah, Josh was the bug finding stream, right? So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and implement my little plugin now. I want to be able to like load a Python file and just have it run in whatever the context of whatever binary view I've got open. So let's do this. Let's just build a sample file. And we're going to have this one. So I guess one choice I have is, do I want to make it behave the same as like the snippets in the Python console where the context is already all there? I think I am. I think I want to make this basically behave the same way. Because otherwise, yeah, well, actually, that's not true. I guess I don't have to do the whole thing. I could just have like the context of a BV available, but everything else you'd have to import yourself that you want, and put in the namespace. I mean, I don't know. I've already got the code essentially in snippets that does this, and in the script, which I basically pulled out of the scripting console or scripting provider Python file. So it's easy enough to do. We can kind of go either way. I don't know if y'all have thoughts on it, but for now, let's just let's assume that we're going to provide our own stuff. And so we've got a binary view. Actually, I wouldn't even need binary ninja for, well, yeah, let's do this. Ninja.log info. I found, oh, that font color is bad. I think I've discovered this before. I found len bb.functions in this binary. All right, so the world's simplest sample. Actually, let's rename it simple. Simple.py. All right, and now we're going to go into our plugin folder. And do I have, I think I have tag team. So let's do that. Copy dev tag team. What should we call this? We're going to call this load and run, or run py. Call run py. Names Kavlas for all imports. Yeah, I think it's kind of nice just to have it already all in there, same as the console. Yeah, the string, I think that theme color in, can I change the color scheme? Help color scheme? color scheme. Evening. Oof. Oh, that is the worst. Okay, so not evening. All right, you know what? Hold on, I can do this the right way, and we can just do it this way. Code-n simple. How about that? Thanks, Visual Studio Code. You've got updates. There we go. That's what we've got it for. I just got to break the habit of using Vim to pop stuff up. Let's move that out of the way. Let's move that there. 5, move to 4. Go back here. Okay, so there's our simple one, and then let's also open up. Yeah, we haven't named it yet, so. Really? I mean, Visual Studio Code, like what plugins do you have in Visual Studio Code? It's very fast for me. And this is inside a VM with like 8 gigs of RAM or something too. Like it's only got 2 cores and I don't remember exactly what my settings are, but. Oh, I lied. I did give it 16 gigs of RAM and 4 cores. So it's decent, but still, it is a VM. Call it Ninja and get a Benji doing the Naruto run. My kids do the Naruto run. It's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna make this the loader. So basically it'll be functional equivalent to snippets, but you'll be able to do it via like a file menu for people that want to run stuff that way. I'm not gonna call it Ninja. I think that's a terrible name, Kyle. I mean, I like the idea of a Naruto run like Benji, which you know I'm gonna make happen. Peter's probably already cringing. Naruto? Is that not how you say Naruto? What did I say? Ninja run? Oh, yeah. Oh, Ninja run. Okay, you convinced me. No, you're right. You're right. And it needs the logo. I agree. All right. How do you say it? Ninja run. Or it should be Binja run, not Ninja run. Binja run. All right. RM readme. RM plugin. Python 3 generate plugin info help. We're gonna all force Binja run runner Binja runner. Yeah. Sure. This is a UI plugin specifically. It's Python 3. Loads external Python files in the context of the current, we'll say console. It's not quite what it's going to do, but it will be the same sort of thing. I don't want to have a README. I am going to show off Binrudo. Binrudo, that's pretty good too. I like, oh man. Let me see here. Naruto. So 1T. Binruto. Yeah, I do like Binruto. No, I think Binruto. Yeah, that's pretty good. And we'll get like the little Benji character running with his arms out. I mean, that's worth like the $20 or whatever it costs on Fiverr to get that animation updated. I will totally do that. Yeah, I like that one too. All right, so I'm going to show off another thing that changed. If you are a plugin author, which I've written lots of plugins, one of the things that we did originally was you have to include the content you want in the plugin manager in the plugin.json, right? So like all of this markdown content here, I'm still working. But I mean, you know, getting the right name is important. It's just like naming your child. You want this plugin to be remembered by people, and you want it to have a productive life, not overshadowed by the terrible name it was born with. I don't expect this plugin to be all that. Yeah, I will probably put more time into naming than I will writing the actual code for it, since I'm mostly just copying code from snippets. So all of this content here comes from the plugin.json. right? So you need to actually like encode it and like escape line breaks and stuff. It was a little bit of a pain. So the new way of doing things is you just don't do anything. You don't change it at all. If you don't put a full description, like Apache, or I think we've kind of been switching over to Apache. Sure, let's do Apache. Sure, vector 35 owns the copyright, but 0, 1, 2 should work everywhere. No instructions. Version 1.0. Minimum. This plugin will work with like 1500 build at Binja. It's very old. All right, so this script that I just ran, which you can use to generate things, which Peter built, will make both the plugin and make you a README and kind of do all this automatically. But what most people just do is they make a README because they want to make their own README, and then they'll also throw together a plugin. So what you can do is, if you just don't have a long description, if it's either not there or it's just a short description, if it's like the same as the actual short description, but you also have a README file, our scripts will now pull the README and put it in the plugin manager. So it should make it a little bit prettier. So we can get rid of this because we don't need it. We'll leave that. And that's an annoying, super minor bug. I'm also doing this in Visual Studio Code because I forgot, or I'm doing this in Vim because I forgot. So did it actually grab an Apache license when it did that? Oh, look at that. It did. I like that. I don't think I've ever bothered to look and see how it does the license stuff. Does it? Oh, it has them all embedded. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's cute. So, well, again, a lot of people just don't use a script like that. So now we can just have our script here, and we can do something like, go back to our Visual Studio Code, and we're gonna have, so let's open, was it, so if we open up dev tag team, readme, I want to get the format for, oh, I never actually updated that one, so I need to pull it. Need dev get clone. So I think I just put my name, didn't I? Okay, I did. There we go. So now let's code that readme where I think I have a valid image, because I can never remember the exact format for this thing we were supposed to. And actually, apparently even this time I couldn't do it. So does it have 2 images? That's a good question. Tag team. Nope, one's busted. Look at that. I'm actually broken. What does that count, John? I found a bug. I mean, admittedly, it's in my own plugin description, but it's a bug. Is this? Yeah, so that's one downside, actually, looking at this to this Qt6 build. That's actually one difference. If I go back and I rerun the regular dev build, you'll notice that it's going to render those images a little bit prettier because it applies more some CSS to it, because it's the QWeb engine view. Yes, Peter. Tag team back again. I don't even know the next lyric, but I just remember like that's a good roller skating derby song there. When was that, man? We are old. It's so good. I need to put that. Hold on. That needs to be in the README somewhere. Yeah, especially because it's gonna be a new version. I'm gonna update it, and it's gonna be tag team back again. It's gotta happen. But I really just came to steal this. So actually, tag list and tags at location. Let's see which is there. This is tag list, so tags at location is correct. I'm missing the exclamation mark here. If I had write access, I would just push that, but I don't. Doesn't matter. All right, so binge run, on the other hand, is going to have its screenshot. We're going to put here. We're going to call it menu and command palette option to. Do I have spelling? Set spell. Vargas. Yeah, I don't think spell checking is on. Do I have to install a spell checker? Oh, that was the new Vim spelling. Code spell checker. Yes, please. Sure. Maybe that's why my VS Code started up so fast. The origin of ciphertext was 14-year-old Jordan thought that he needed to be elite, and ciphertext was too plain and boring, but it was a word that I thought was cool, and so I made it all like, like Cyber Run style, Blade Runner, kind of cyberpunk noir ciphertext, and that's where ciphertext comes from. All right, so now I have spell checking enabled. Can I close that one out? Don't save it. Spell check's enabled. Hey, there we go. Now spell checking is working. And that means command palette is spelled right. To load .py files and run them in the context of the current window. Let's just say that. That's close enough. Okay. Oh yeah, binruto picker. We're gonna call it binruto. 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 Yeah, it is ciphertext. It's just right, Glenn. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I'm not embarrassed by it, and I've had it for as my handle for like 20 years, 20 something years now. So it's very uniquely me. For a while, actually, I did use a different name, which was New Matrix with an NU. Again, clever leet speak spelling. So I still have that in a few places, but so does Steven Stiles. So I was one other guy who, 20 years ago, he and I both just used the similar handle a couple places. So like he had the .com, I had the Gmail. He had, we split different services. I think I had Hotmail or something ridiculous. And so that was one of the reasons that I started using ciphertext. Actually, ciphertext may not have been 14-year-old. That may have been in college. It may have been like 18 or 17 when I came up with that. But I have had the domain for quite some time now. This is completely unnecessary. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but why not? I think it says the original registration date, right? How long have I had? Yeah, I know it's redacted, but you still get the original. Yeah, I've had it over 20 years. So 2000. So I registered the domain in a while ago. Yeah, so John, I've had this domain registered longer than you've been alive, right? Kool-Aid apps. I want somebody who's got the Kool-Aid for a name. All right. So binruto, we decided was our name. We're gonna go our plugin at JSON, which code plugin at JSON. Are we in binrun? Yeah, we're gonna open the plugin at JSON. We're gonna call it binruto, and we're gonna save that. README is binruto. Master image is binruto. Add that later. And our README looks good. And now let's actually do code init. I really should just actually do this right and add the folder. Ninja, oops. Plugins, binge run. Can I rename the folder from here? I don't know why it would need me to reload it. Whatever. Oh. Did I make it a plugin? That's fine. All right. Binge run. Rename. binruto. And we're going to load the actual Python. While I'm here, I'm also going to, I think this will work, right? Repositories, official, plugins, snippets. All right, I want to open snippets code as well into my VS Code because actually is that hide the oh nope, that opens a new tab. I thought it was Command B, or is it Command Shift B or Control? Closes the sidebar. Or click. That'll work too. Because like I said, I know I want to be able to take some of the code, and actually I think this even, so it's not making it a background thread, and that's probably something that we'll want to change, but we'll start without it. Ooh, no, that's a good point. I need to, well, it's a little too late because one of my kids got like the random generated Xbox name, which is word, number, unrelated words, and that's his handle. It doesn't need to be really cool. It needs to not be embarrassing. There's a big difference between like being really cool and not being embarrassing. So yeah, I'm not going to out my son's handle without his permission, but Isaac does have his most common handle. He uses it everywhere now. So, I mean, he gets the account without numbers on it most places now, just because it is random word, which is pretty high entropy. So he's able to use it without the numbers, even though the Xbox One, I think, did have numbers on it. So the code I'm going to be pulling out here is so actually, yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to register a plugin, which is the bad example for, right? What I really just want to do is just do a regular register because I want to register for a binary view. So, yeah, register plugin. I search for this a lot. I should be able to do it off the top of my head, you would think, but register plugin network. Wait a minute, is it broken online? I fixed it locally a while ago, but I thought I tested the online search and it still worked. Sphinx has a bug. Well, that means I need to push a new Python reference. Let's try this. Register plugin. Yeah, can somebody else test that out? Does API search register plugin command register? It's not register plugin. Oh, maybe that's why it wasn't working. Because there's no search results. That's why it didn't work. Okay, good. It is a real bug. So there was a bug in Sphinx that broke searching offline for a couple of dev builds after the last stable. Which is also why there's a very slight stylistic change you'll notice if I switch between these tabs between the two, because our style sheets changed slightly with the new Sphinx, but low character handle NFTs. I mean, domain names have had the same problem, right? Domain names are definitely a scarce resource, and people have spent a lot of money for register plugin name. All right, that's all I needed. So it's on plugin command. All right, so Benrudo will. This is Benrudo? Oh, yeah. Binary digit plugin command register. Benrudo. I don't know about case. I haven't decided. File. Yeah, Josh, I showed off first thing. You were the very first thing that I did. Welcome. Rudo runner. Yeah, Bidger runner is valid. Yeah, we're gonna be blank. We don't need an is valid. We're always gonna be valid, and we're just gonna do a register. So we're gonna get Rudo runner. We're gonna get a BB. All right. So now, why am I doing this? Yeah, Josh, we Josh's handle. Josh is very cool. No, yeah, like that's it. Josh has a good handle. Josh, we showed off type filtering. The very first thing. The only thing that surprised me is the first thing I tried was literally just typing the way filtering worked everywhere else, and then I quickly found the UI, and then I tried Control F, and I found that the hotkeys and stuff. So it was yeah, it was very good. I don't think I even had nothing negative. It worked, did what it said on the tin, and I was happy. I had no other feature requests. So yeah, that's the important part. Got to get to your SoundCloud. Does Josh really have a SoundCloud? I want that to be true. I don't think I have audio wired up on this, but if so, and if Josh has a SoundCloud, we should go listen to it on stream for just a second. What am I doing? Current. This will find it. All right. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. All right. Snippet setup globals. Okay. So setup globals, I could basically take exactly as is. And it actually has some fallback code that I shouldn't need. Because oh no, yeah, I could basically take it exactly as is. Yeah, so this is the fancy stuff. So this is what will give us, like, using the UI action code and UI context. It'll get us everything. But the problem is, yeah, I would have to register my plugin differently. I would not register as a. That's fine. We can register it as a UI plugin, and we should do that because that'll give us like current function, current LAL, and it would be nice to be able to have all of that just work. As well. So why? I don't like the way that worked. I did not do what I expected. Oh, and execute snippet. All right, so let's actually just. Actually, we can modify this ever so slightly. So this is going to take a Binary Ninja UI context, which we'll have to get by changing how we're registering. Execute snippet is going to take file path. And so router runner is going to actually get the. We're going to use the interaction APIs to get a file. I forget the name of the API. It's under interaction. Open file name field. No, there's another one. File. Get directory. Get open file name input. Okay, this is the one I want. So there's a prompt and file extension. Literally, let's just take this exact line. That actually does what we want. Right? All right, that'll give us a Python file. If file path. All right, we are going to execute snippets, file path, UI context. So we actually need to get that UI context, which means we're going to change. We're not going to just do it. So we're not going to do this register command. Again, this is just the regular old give you a binary view as a callback command. And we're going to actually have to do something a little bit fancier, which is Oh, you can also see, by the way, this is where it actually detects if you've made a change in the code, like you set here, it'll navigate to it afterwards. And we're going to get that for free because we're just copying it from snippets, right? So if my little one-off Python file that I point the UI element to sets here to be a different value after it runs, it will navigate the UI for the user. So it'll be exactly like just running a file in the console, which is the goal of our binrudo plugin. All right, so now I need to... let's see, UI action. No, what's the name of the? No, it was just the wrong case. It was UI action. Okay. So we are going to. Nope, wrong copy paste buffer. Try this again. UI action. Binary Ninja.UI action. Register action in run Python file. I think we're just going to call it run Python file instead of anything about binrudo. Like once you've got it installed, it's going to show up just simply. No, this will not open this snippet in an editor. This is intentionally not opening it up in an editor, JC. The idea here is that so there's already the snippet editor, right? You can already just save, if you save a file in your snippets folder, and you're working on something, you can already save it and then it will trigger it from here. Snippet editor. Yeah, and then you load it up. Any files in here will show up in the snippet editor. So you can already do that with snippets. Snippets does this for files you have. This is like, I've just got some files somewhere else on my file system, or I'm using a different editor and I just want to reload it, or I want to trigger it to be executed from Ninja. So it's just a little Python runner. It's a very, very basic bit of functionality. The only reason I have so much code is because I'm going out of my way to like recreate the console environment with all the local environment variables. And that's literally code that snippets plugin already does. So we're going to take that. So run Python file is the action we're going to take. Let's just register it first. And then, yeah, actually these are both pretty good things that we want to do. So, all right, where does menu come in? Menu. Oh, Binary Ninja UI. Yes, that's right. We'll need that too. Import Binary Ninja UI for sure. UI.menu, main menu, tools, add action, and we're just going to have this up the main menu of run Python file. So this is a little bit cheaty. We're not going to live in the plugins submenu, but that's, I think, very intentional, and I think it's appropriate. Most plugins live under here, but like just run Python file will make it look more like a first-class feature where it's just going to say run Python file right there, right? Add action, and we're going to actually, so the action system. I don't think actually we've talked about using the action system as a plugin yet before, so this is kind of nice on stream. But the idea is that oh, I missed a few chat messages. Sorry about that. TF2. All right. Yeah, so we're going to run it and we're going to launch. We're not going to launch plugin. We're going to, so let's see, where does launch plugin just takes a context. Good. All right. So we're going to call this Ruto runner. So we're adding an action. The action will trigger this. It will pass in a UI context. We're actually going to need binary ninja.getOpen.interaction. I don't know if we need that, but we're going to do it anyways. Get open file name input. If it exists, we're going to call execute snippet with the file path and the UI context that we got passed. That will trigger this. Like, oh, that's not it. Not quite it. So now we need, this is going to set up all the environment stuff, but here, this, we're not going to exec the code of it. I guess it is. We could just modify this and load code from the file. What's the way that Python with open file? I always forget that. With open, yeah, as. I should get that right. With open file path. I mean, the funny thing is, actually, we can do this outside and just literally leave this as code. So this is the exact same function then, which we can copy paste from snippets if we make any other changes. Code is equal to, a file path with open file path. Do I need to pass anything here? In case it's encoding, just in case, as f, coding is f dot, I think I can just read, and it'll read the whole thing by default. Somebody correct me. I forget exactly how that works. I should definitely remember how Python file IO works. And then I can just actually call the same original thing. So I'm literally just going to read it into a buffer and throw it, which is, you know, there are other ways to do this, but since I already had this code sitting around. Yeah, JC, I agree very much. I use headless a lot to like test things because it's just faster to have the script and edit and run it, edit and run it, edit and run it. That's actually one of the reasons I'm building this plugin, is because with this one I can be editing in an editor, save it, and then flip over to Binja, and then just run it again there. I mean, you always could, but it's just a little bit easier to do it with this. And maybe let's actually do this too. Let's add this. So yeah, let's make this a little bit fancier, and we'll do this. Run last Python file, right? So if you've run it once, you can do it again. And we're not going to add a menu to that, but we'll add it to the command palette. Then you can bind it to a hotkey. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, John. Is I'm going to do a run last Python file. And that's going to do sure. We'll make another run last, which is run last. It's going to take a UI context. And that one won't read a file path because it's going to just use the existing ones. So we're going to call this root. Actually, you want to save it in the BNDB, or do we want to? Yeah, let's save it as metadata in the BNDB. And there's two ways we can do that. We can serialize it and have it actually be saved. So if we literally save the BNDB and reopen it, we'll actually get like the same file path that we were editing for that file will be saved. The downside is maybe it's more ephemeral. I don't know. We could go either way. I'm not sure if you all have opinions. I don't know which I'd rather do, but I'm just gonna have a rudo last file is equal to that, and if ruto last file is equal to that, then ruto runner UI context. Else, why are you? Not indented right. That doesn't feel right. Something's wrong. It's yelling at me. Something else is wrong. Sort imports? That's what you wanted to warn me about here? Visual Studio Code? That was it. You thought that was the thing I cared about when I clicked that line, huh? Very helpful. Undefined variable. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We're going to find all my bugs here in a second. What do you mean undefined variable? You don't know what this thing is passed in. It's coming in from outside the script. So how could you possibly know code? Stop getting all uppity about things that are out of your context. Else, so if we don't have one, we're just going to ask for one. And then we're going to, well, there's much better ways of doing this, but this is fine. I should really just wrap this, not have to do it twice, but that's not a big deal. Actually, let's do root. Wow, I am root of the last files equal to file path, because we've already got a file that I really could add more checking here. So to do validate real Python, right? Like, is it readable? Is it a Python file? We could do a little bit more there. We'll set the last file to the file path. If we have a file path, we're going to open it again. I don't want to cache the code. See you, John. Yeah, it'll be in the plugin manager. You'll be able to check it out. If not during stream, shortly thereafter. All right, run last root runner. All right, so now we've got a run last Python file, and we're not going to bind that to a menu, right? So if this thing is like really, oh. Why do you have a problem with binary energy UI? I'm just noticing that Python. Oh, that's right, because it's not in my. Yeah, VS Code doesn't have the context for those modules. That's why it's complaining about a lot of the stuff. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Root last file should be that one. All right, now let's find the bugs. So let us go back to Binja. We're going to restart Binja. And binruto could not be loaded. Yeah, told you we're going to find all my bugs. So Binary Ninja has... Oh, no, it's not Binary Ninja. It's Binary Ninja UI. Binary Ninja... Binary Ninja UI. That UI action. That UI action. Actually, wait. Is that... Okay, yeah, I do need the other module as well. Let's find out what else I did wrong. UI action is not Binary Ninja UI. Import Binary Ninja UI. Binary Ninja UI.UI action handler. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a bare UI action. Actually, I should really let's just do it this way. So let's do it the proper way. Fine. All right, so Binary Ninja UI. UI action, menu, and handler. UI action handler, menu. We don't need the doc. We do need doc handler. All right, because we got, yeah, that was going to break too, so that's fine. We'll do this properly, and we'll actually get in just what we need, and it'll clean up this as well. So let's get rid of all these. All right, so we're gonna have interaction. Is that the only one we used? From Binary Ninja, import get over. That seems unlikely. All right, it means we forgot something else. Probably, but that gets us UI action. That gets us all that stuff. All right, let's give it a whirl. Could not be loaded. Oh, I forgot something else. No module named. Binary Ninaja? Binary Ninaja. Come on, you don't know Binary Ninaja? Oh, add action, not enough valid arguments. Interesting. I thought I copied and pasted that. I must have done something wrong. Tools, add action. Oh, I thought that's an optional group. That's not required. What? Tools, snippets, plugins. So I probably want plugins as my group. Let's... plugins, one of the two. Let's try that. If it's wrong, I think it will just load it somewhere else. So run Python file. Oh, by the way, one other thing I am going to add while I think about it real quick. This is a kind of nifty feature. So I haven't shown it yet. I originally had, when I copied and pasted, this a last argument, the is valid. And let's check the docs on that real quick. Because, where was it? it was UI action register, I think, right? Register. Or that was just the regular register. I think there's a, hold on. I think it's the same thing. If I can find my plugin. Bind action. All right. And actually, this being a UI command, going to live over in the UI documentation. Name, action, action priority. So that's not where we can say whether or not we're valid. I know there's a way to like have it not show up in certain contexts. So my thought is I should only have run last Python file, right? This should only show up even in the plugin if you actually have a last file, right? Like if you've actually given it a recent file. Otherwise, it shouldn't even show you the plugin. But I guess the way I do it now is not a big deal because it will just fail. It'll actually just ask you for the file, and then that will be set. So not a big deal, I guess. I don't think I need to restart, but I don't remember if I changed anything, so we're gonna do that again. All right. So I've got my simple plugin. I need to open a binary view. So I've got a view. And now I can go Tools, Run Python File. And I've got simple.py. Ugh, numbers is not defined. Oh, I'm missing some more imports for my other function here. Right, okay. Probably just need to double check these imports a little bit more. So let's, yeah, we're not doing any of the other UI stuff, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, OS. So yeah, we'll use OS later if we check the file. What is codecs used for? Oh, for the file loading. Yeah, I don't remember why I used that, but we could have done that too. Import numbers is probably all we need. All right, user plugin path we don't need. Plugin command we're not using. Actually, does this plugin even use it? No, this plugin doesn't use it. Main thread action handler. These might be vestigial. This is from when plugin manager did something different. So actually or snippets rather, snippets remove imports. Those don't need to be there. All right, execute on main. Is that even used anymore? No, that's not either. And log error and log debug. So log is not used. That's it. That should be the last of our imports. Let's try it again. Oh, wait. This plugin was built from outdated core. Oh, that's the bin export. Yeah, would need to be rebuilt. Don't have to do that now. Not doing any bin diffing. So we've got our binary view. Run a Python file. Give it simple.py. Oh, and my simple plugin actually has an error. So it's done. It works. But simple. But this thing is missing. Right. There we go. So the cool thing is I shouldn't have to reload. Wait, what is this? Alt enter all the things. I'll have to give it a try. Does it like do the right thing? All right, so oh, here, watch this now. I should, let's test this out. Run last Python file. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so setting my global is not working the way that I wanted. But it does run my plugin, and my context was there. And actually, I should even, let's actually edit it simple and have it do something else. And say, I found current function basic blocks. All right, so we're gonna run last simple.py. None type. Oh, I don't have a function. I'm not in a function. So let's actually, yeah, let's just go in main. And now let's run last Python file. Yay! All right, so almost there. We got to fix our run last, and then we're done. Okay, so we don't need simple anymore. Alt F4 removes all the errors. Alt F4, does that even do anything on Linux? All right, so all right, let's stick it inside of the binary view, so it'll actually be associated with that. But I think it's binary view.store metadata. Yeah, so let's. Oops, yeah, that's it. All right, store metadata. Check out the help docs real quick. Store metadata. So yeah, upside and downside here is that store metadata. And metadata must be able to be held in the metadata object. Python class metadata. Is that a Binja class or is that? No, that's a thing. I mean, that's fine. We'll just, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a string that we're going to pass in. We'll pass the file name as a string. The question is, there's people watching plummets as they test. Is that a viewer count been going down? Everyone's bored watching the brokenness get fixed. So help me out. I'm trying to remember other Binja devs. There is, or anybody else. There's store metadata, but there's another API to like session data, I think, right? Session, is that the word? Yeah, binary view session data. That's what I want to put it in. I'm just gonna put it in session data. And it's a dict. It's arbitrary data associated with view. That's right. Let's just go put it in there. So let's put our context. All right. So Rudo last file. If UI context dot binary view. I think it's something weird like that. Binary view. Yeah. Yeah. If UI context dot binary view dot session underscore data. And let's actually test this out real quick. So bv.session data Ruto last. So okay, so we do have to check Ruto last in that first. All right, so if Ruto last in context.binary view.session data. Do I want to check if it's like a readable file? Well, let's just say and UI context dot view dot session. This is a little cumbersome. It's got some content. So if it has it, we're going to do this. Right? All right. So if we have, do that. Otherwise, just run it fresh, ask for the file. And if that's a real file, then we're going to set it here. So we're going to do UI context.binary view.session data Ruto last equals file path, right? And we're going to get rid of that one. So we'll just stick it in some session data. And I mean, we don't have to do it using the Binja APIs. We could have used any other Python thing like that too. GNOME thing, huh? Alt F4. All right. Let's see. Save it. Reload it. run last Python file should ask me for a file name because I don't have one. We're going to run it. It's going to find some stuff. Analysis was still going, so it's going to keep going. We're going to clear it. We're going to do it again. Run last. Oh, wait, that's right. I've got a typo. Last file. Fine. Last file. Yeah. All right. That's it. We're done. No more errors. Promise. It's happening. It's happening, everybody. Let's watch it happen. Run last, triggers the file, give it the file, it runs it. Run last, does it again, and actually, does Control-Shift-R do anything? Oh, that's right, resets window layout. Let's bind this to a hotkey. Control-Shift-P is nothing. Control-P is command palette. Control-Shift-P is nothing. So I'm going to go bind run last Python file to Control-Shift-P. And so I'm not going to make that a default setting for the plugin, but uh-oh. If I trigger with a hotkey, there's no binary key. Oh, was I not focused? Is that why? I think that might be why. Let's see. That's why, yeah, it's a little dangerous accessing. Clear all that, make sure we're not looking at Control-Shift-P. Yeah, so there's a reason all this other logic is in here on this thing that sets up all the context. So I probably can just do it that way. Yeah, that's super cheaty, but let's just do it that way. Set up globals. Okay, so context it passes in a context. And then it returns snippet globals, but not context. The original context stuff is not there, just snippet globals. So it doesn't extend the UI context. It just returns, that's fine. Snippet globals, okay. So I can still use it. So globals, that's snippet globals is equal to UI. What's it called again? Set of globals. Snippet, no, UI we're going to pass in the UI context that we've been given. Now we've got to set up globals. Now we've got snippet globals. Current view or just BB? Let's just do BB. And I'll spell it right. I will go back and fix that. BB, session data. See, Glenn. And there was one other use. I had one other use where I was cheaty. There it is. So let's do the same thing. It was a little bit overkill, but we're only triggering this via user input, so it's not super high latency. Some globals is except it's called UI context here. Well, that's foolish. I should have renamed it or called it different things. Snippet globals, and now this one can be snippet globals bv dot session data. Okay, that should, let's see. So let's see if my hotkey binding now works. So now I can run last Python file. It's going to be like, what are you talking about? I don't know about a Python file. All right, let's go back to main. I like that one. Control-Shift-P. Oh, none type has no attribute basic blocks. Oh, well, so wait a minute now. So this has been Rudo. We're trying to execute the code. Current function is not being set. Is that right? With the hotkey. So we can't bind it to a hotkey. There's some issue with that. Wait, I can? I can. Oh, okay. I can trigger it with a command palette. But if I trigger it with a hotkey, it's not working. All right, I'm not going to fix that on the call, or on the stream. That is. Why would that be? That's weird because I mean snippets themselves do the exact same thing. And they register themselves with hotkeys, right? So snippets can have hotkeys. Oops. Hotkey. Keys sequence edits. Snippet keys. So changed. All right, if it's got, yeah, when you register it, you can pass in a hotkey. So I could do it that way. But I don't like that. I don't want to register it in the plugin. I want to have a default. I feel like that should still be working. All right, well, I'm going to troubleshoot that later because it works. It works via command palette. It works via the menu. You can do the last on Python, and it's mostly there. But I'll take a look at the other the hotkey issue off stream, unless somebody really wants to see me dig through that now. But there's probably better stuff to do. So that is item number 2. We have our bin Rudo, which is the runner of plugins. It runs them in the context of whatever you're looking at. All right. Oh, that's snippets. Actually, that's not even the. Here's mine. Yeah. And again, this is actually kind of overkill. Like it's 80, 90 lines just because it's adding all the UI context stuff. But the actual code to do it's like 10 lines of real code to register and to trigger it. All right. So. Josh or Kyle, do either one of you want to join me as I embarrass myself badly solving a CTF challenge? If you guys are still around. I think, let's see if I can find it, because one of our regular viewers, Fox, had a binary that they had really wanted me to look at, and let me see if I can get it. Where are my hotkeys? Okay. So let's see, Fox. I think I downloaded the file. If I can find it in my download folder, that would let me do it. In the meantime, how's everybody doing this Friday evening? Anything going on? Nuke, that was from that stream. Oh, Peter, are you still watching? Let's see, it's not gonna work unless here we go. Here's verified.png, by the way, which was requested to be added to our Slack, which is why some people have, well, just one person has added it to their Slack name. There's nothing, there's no global Slack. I don't think Storch watches the streams, so I'm ruining his fun when I know he's not here. But if you're still watching Peter, that's how he got the verified. Anybody in the Slack could just add it to their name if they wanted. I've been meaning to tell you that for a while, and I keep forgetting. Yeah, I know, Josh. Like I told Ryan that I would give him like one day before I ruined the fun, and I just totally forgot. So that's you sent your SSN to Slack, right? Well, did you include your driver's license? That's why you can't just do SSN. You have to also include your driver's license. All right, how many days back will I have to go to find this file? Probably lots. There's the nuke. Yeah, see, driver's license. That's what everybody does the SSN. They forget the driver's license. All right. Alternatively, if anybody else has a CTF challenge they want to see solved with Binja. Which one is this? Is this it? Let me look at this file real quick. I don't remember. It's always hard when I switch back to Mac and Linux when I'm doing the stream, because I'm so used to like Control versus Command for my hotkeys. Okay. Oop, there goes the camera. Let's see, is it actually out of power? If I just restart it, will it come back up? Hey, I'll be upside down for a second, maybe. Battery exhausted. Well, why is the battery exhausted? You're literally plugged in. All right, well, I could just turn that off. Y'all don't need to see my face. Or I guess I could also just switch to this view. Hey, everybody. You can look over my shoulder. Let me check the battery real quick. Now's a good time for a water break. I haven't figured out why, but sometimes the camera just will consume more power than it is drawing from the USB port. I probably could run it over, run like a separate power cable out of the battery pack, and it would probably prevent that. But so I have one. Yeah, I had this CTF challenge that is a really hard one, so I wouldn't be able to solve that on time. It's called Mars Analytica. I just saw somebody tweet about it a while ago, so I don't think that's the challenge that Fox had sent. So what else? Where am I? I'm back in February. Let's see if I can find it. If I can't find the binary that Fox wanted me to look at, I will probably go grab like a Reversing.kr binary. So let's see if I can find in my download folder. Let's see this one. Nope, it's not that one. I don't think it was an executable. No, that's a game of some sort. All right, yeah, I'm not finding that binary now. So we're gonna go grab something from Reversing.kr, which I think I've done before. I think I picked, we put headset on in case, did anybody join? Oh, can you see how messy my desk is today? Usually like I clean up the desk a whole bunch, but like it's filthy today. It's very, very messy. So with this view, that's the only downside. Yeah, I don't think anybody's joined the chat yet, but if somebody does, if one of the other Vectorites wants to come and hang out, we'll do this together, and they can ridicule me. I mean, not that they need to be on stream to do that. I'm just saying they can do it with a better audience, maybe. All right. So, challenge: easy crack, easy unpack, replace, position, ransomware, easy elf. Simple VM. This is probably going to be still 240 points, so it's probably outside of our time we have for this week, but that might not be a bad one to kick off. And if it takes a couple weeks, it takes a couple weeks. Or not, we'll see. Reversing.kr. Oh noes, don't get my logins. Let's see if this works. Does it not have like let's encrypt? Oh, I mean, I guess it's just self-signed. Sure, I'm really wait, what? Yeah. Let's just not. All right. Let's try simple VM. Let's take a look at it. This could be interesting. HateIntel. It's interesting. It's a Mac binary. Windows kernel, music player. There's some interesting ones here. All right. I'm gonna save a couple of these so we got some options. HateIntel. I'm not gonna do another auto hotkey RE challenge. That was like flare on this year. And simple VM. This one looks harder, but might be more fun. Do the Mac one, says JC. We can take a look at that first. Sure. All right. So let's open up downloads. And what was it called? HateIntel. So this is Reversing.kr. Find the password by EasyBeat. HateIntel. Okay. Was that what it was called? Oh, case. Okay, so we've got a binary. It is a Mako ARM executable. Oh, hence the HateIntel, right? So it's Mako ARM. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Well, a bunch of nulls. We've got a tiny bit of code. It does not look very big, or maybe there's just really big runs of empty data. Oh, I saw an alert pop up as it went by, but where was that? That for me was just something else. Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Josh, thanks for joining. I don't hear you yet. Now I hear you.
Yeah, I had it twice. Once on the stream.
All right. Let me capture your output. Wait, is that right? Oh yeah, you're not streaming video, but that's fine. You can just do audio.
Yeah, no.
Good enough. As long as you can see the stream and hopefully latency is not too bad. All right, so.
Oh, audio's coming through and everything?
Yeah, you're live. Hey, welcome to the stream. I think audio is coming through. Can everybody in chat hear? Is this actually M1? This challenge? I mean, it's Mako ARM. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, there's some pretty bad echo on the stream.
Oh, really? Say something?
Yeah. Something. Well, no, it's you echoing, I think.
Oh no.
Wait, hang on. Oh no, I'm really dumb. Never mind.
Do you just have the stream still playing and you're talking to
I
me on the chat?
I muted the wrong tab.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. And I can see the binary. This is actually
Cool.
very good.
Good. All right.
I'm gonna be like no help. I haven't done reversing since
Listen.
before I graduated.
Listen. Like this is the reason I wanted help because I'm gonna be pretty bad here. So like we'll struggle through this together. So it's HateIntel because it's ARM based, but like we're gonna be YOLOing it in high level IL,
Oh, it's
right?
ARM.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm less help. Okay.
Like I know ARM, it's fine, right? Look at this. We've got a key manager dwarf register sections.
Hey,
No dwarf
if we
symbols
run
here
into any bad IL, I know who to blame.
for ARM. Yeah, exactly. Where's Andrew?
Yeah.
He's not on the stream.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right.
well, that's not true. All right, so I'm curious now. Like, this literally just like does a jump and then set some constants. Like, what's the assembly look here? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's ARM.
Oh, these are the actual constants are just in line. This is literally just just like a
That's
stub to
funky.
load. Interesting. No, so that's exactly what it's doing. Is it's just calling this pointer. Wait, what?
It jumps to the stack.
Display as pointer. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Someone's at
What
my
does
front
it
door.
load at?
I mean, it's gonna load it. This is the default load address, I assume.
Oh no, is it? It's a Linux challenge, right? Or
No,
is
this is
this?
the Mac challenge. It's Mac ARM. It's a
Oh, so
Maka
this is the
ARM.
Mako. Okay.
The default signed hex is a real thing. Oh, like this is actually what it should be? Or you mean it's a real bug? Side break.
It's a real thing. Yeah, it should really default to unsigned, in my opinion. That should be preference.
A real problem in your life. Yeah, that doesn't well, I mean especially when you hit something like this, right? Where it's a pointer. It's a pointer, right? Like this thing is a pointer. It shouldn't be int32t. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so if it propagated the type, it would set it. So actually, let's try this. So if I let me just open this up again. Copy address. I always forget Control-Shift-A. Let's reload the file. Go to the same offset. I didn't actually copy the address. There we go. Okay, so I set the yes. All right, so this is at least somewhat fair. If I set the type, it will default to a display that makes more sense as a pointer. So that's one nice thing. But then the question is, why is it not? I mean, really though, like there's not that much code in this binary, like at all. So if it is it the stack or is it where is it actually just going to jump to? Or is it making? Is it going to make code? Like if I just hit P on this, is that an ARM instruction? It looks like the answer is no. But it could be something that. Okay, so it's going to use that buffer. Wrong key, input key. Oh, this looks like our key check. Oh, I should have had this. I should have had this in collaboration.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Do you still have the build around?
I do. It's an older one though, I think.
I mean, that's fine. It's not like it's still this stable. Like, it's not that bad.
That's true. Binary Ninja. Oops. Let's see, Binary Ninja.
Oh wait, actually, I think the worker server is updated. So
I would need to get a newer build.
yeah.
Stable test,
Okay,
test old,
well.
test two. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah, don't worry about
one
it.
named collab anywhere right now for now. But that's a good idea. That's what I should have done.
Yeah, maybe next time.
All right. So again, let's go back to high level IL. So just for context, I'm hitting I to switch between assembly and high level IL. I don't, occasionally I'll check the other ILs, but usually it's just let's look at assembly and let's look at high level IL. I do think it's fun that I really like high level IL. You can see the entire function, and because it's high level IL linear view, oh right, these immediate constants right in between the functions, right? That's pretty nice, and no other tool does that. All the other decompilers have like separate windows, and you can just decompile a function at a time. You can't actually just scroll through the entire decompilation. Oh, speaking of which, all right, so we've got like a little bit of that's not right.
Like a flag check. Wait, what is that put car?
It's just put char, right? Which is just like this is also where it'd be nice to be able to type hint and be like, please display this as a character. That's the only three. Okay, so this writes 0 or 1s. If so, it's just gonna scan. It's just like printed as binary, maybe. It's just
Yeah, it's just print as binary. I don't know why there's that varc right shift OX1F. Like that's just
oh, let's look.
0.
Yeah, what? I mean, yeah,
LSR R3 R2.
that sounds
That's weird.
R2. Let's see. Huh. It doesn't look obviously incorrect.
I mean, it makes sense that it would print as binary.
Yeah, like if you've got some. Yeah, so this is print bin, which actually we don't see any cross references to. So that's
Wait,
an interesting note.
this isn't print a number as binary. Wait, what? It's OX80 is like the max.
Right. So it's just
So it's just like printing the lower. It's like not printing the entire number, it's just printing the lower bits.
well, if it's an ASCII, no, it's printing like an ASCII character,
Oh,
right?
ASCII to hex. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like ASCII, it's just ASCII to binary. So like any ASCII printable character, I
Or
assume
to
it's just going
hex,
to be
yeah.
to that, and then it's just going to put a new line. But yeah, the interesting thing is we're obviously missing some control flow, right? I mean, 80 would be, but that's just the upper is equal to that.
Yeah, it's upper
If it's less
printable
than
ASCII.
0, it's going to go down, right? It's going to go from 80. Does it? Actually, versus is equal to versus. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, right shift 1.
Oh, right, yeah, right there. But right shift is oh right, because it's bit at a time, right? So from 80 down, which makes sense because it's going to print left to right, right, when it prints the binary. So it's just scanning through the bits of an ASCII character. Okay, so print. But again, like we're missing some control flow, right? So I'm actually going to go just for completeness. I'm going to flip to assembly view, linear, because that's a good way just to scan for like, did we miss like major bits of the binary kind of thing? And just use page up and down at a time. And obviously we're going to have, this is nice because this forces us to do pure static because I'm not going to go load this onto like an M1 laptop or an iPhone or something. So this is like the encrypted key or something like that, this value here. Well, and this one only got made because I started with this one, then I undid it. I treat it as a function, and then so it made that, so it can actually undefined variable. We don't really want that one. That one was just made for us. But this is, yeah, it's in our keycheck function. So this is like the encrypted blob that it's going to be validating or transforming and then comparing to whatever input we put in. But this, though, I still don't get this control flow thing that it's doing here. They're doing something to like, maybe the default load address is not what we expect. And we could just take a guess. Like, wonder what happens if we just try this.
I don't know Mach-O format, but does it specify load address in the header?
I believe it does, but I'm gonna just.
Mean...
Oh, file indicates the image is not relocatable, so it says.
Yeah. So it has to load at a fixed point, and I wonder if we're parsing that wrong.
Maybe, or maybe it's just. Let me just see what happens if I do that. Three oh two four. My off button. No, okay, 3024. Okay, so that puts it into like the data segment here, which might just be written to.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. So here, look. So this is, yeah, the same thing that's going to jump. If I base it at that address, the same thing it jumps to is a pointer in the file that is loaded here. But then where does that? Let's see.
Why is that var8 OX1000
grayed out
dead code? Yeah. Can you hop to MLIL?
Oh, just go back to assembly.
Oh, it's just
because we loaded R12. And wait, hold on. Oh.
See, this is why I like the ILs, because I don't know ARM.
I mean, store, load, and store, right? So it's...
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I see the brackets with multiple parameters.
Here we go. Here we go. This is like a low-level IL. Okay. Right? Low-level IL should be
just stores it.
Good for...
Okay, so yeah, that's weird.
So I feel like it's gonna...
Oh, but it jumps. It doesn't call.
Sure, but like
so it's just setting up params for the next.
Wait a minute. It loads 3, 4. Yeah, but I still, so like there's nothing there, unless I could also be off by like 1,000. I just guessed on. Ooh, that actually seems likely.
It directly references the data variable, like it derefs it.
Sure, but like,
and it looked like it was a.
That's in here. Well, because of the base address I gave it, which just randomly over into here, right? So either it's gonna fill this out in some other bit of code, or more likely, let me try it again, just for kicks. So I'm holding Control Shift and clicking to get to open with options. Did I do 1,000? No, I think I did.
Yeah, it was just all 0.
I did 0 before. So let me do it at 1,000, which would make it, yeah, that 2024. I think that actually might be a better base address. So now if I go to 2034, did that do what I expected? Hold on, where? Oh, right here. Yeah, I feel like that's not. So there's this chunk of code here, which could be like a trampoline or something weird, or padding, or who knows. Let's just hit that P on that. It's a breakpoint. Okay, go. We can ignore that. That is just padding, inner function padding. I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to go just look at assembly again. Again, we'll look for some more code, like, oh, also, kind of, show variable types. Is that off? Yeah, sometimes I like to turn off. I think in disassembly, you can't turn off all of the variables at the top of the function in linear view, which might be nice, but so These are like data. So this address gets loaded into R3 here. This is really nice, by the way. Like, I like that we can, so it, with the base address that I chose, that 1000 offset, if that is the default load address, we're seeing 4000, 4008, 4000 like loaded here. Oh, okay, here we go. At offset C. Oh. So is this just writing? I wonder if it's just reading these word values, writing them back to the stack. R0, R. What are those set from? Are those not arguments in the function? So I guess one thing we got to figure out is what is the load address? And then we got to figure out what it's actually doing. What was that address that we called check key? Key check. Oh, right. It's going to be, well, yeah, it's loaded this at 1224, or here it'll be 2224. It's up here. Whoa, it's like wrestling going on upstairs. So this one, oh, it's interesting. So hold on, 2224. I always hit S for strings. Does S not go to the strings view? No, there's no
No,
hotkey to go strings view.
makes a struct.
That's right. Smart structure. Oh, it is 222. FE0224. What was I doing before? FE01224. 2224. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, it's because I'm in low level IL. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ignore the load offset for a second, and we're going to assume that. So we're going to hit A to make that a string, which is going to cause that to get inlined. So, right, we're just reading in a string into this local variable. We're going to put it into here. And then this, I wonder if this is not. So we're scanning over the string. What are we doing? What are we looking for? Oh, and then here's the. Oh, this is not the same one though. This is different. Oh. Whoa. Return ROR.D and FF.
Wait, it rotates 0.
Yep. But this one rotates. Wait.
0.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? All right.
I mean, the second arg to the IL like rotate is the.
So that may just be like an
steps.
encoding thing, where it's like an optional
Yeah,
rotation, but like yeah. So like the rotate right is actually a part like in this encoding, the UXTB.
Oh, weird.
So
I wonder if
that
there's
could
just
be a
something
thing.
required there, and
Right.
that's the closest thing to a knob.
What is UXTB? Let's learn some ARM. 0 extend byte. Oh, okay. And it includes a rotation. Yeah, it's one of 8, 16, 24. If rotation is submitted, no rotation is performed. AKA, there's an undocumented, well, it's 0, right? So you can do 0, 8, 16, 24 for rotation, but it's really just a 0 extend byte instruction. You know what would be nice, actually, is if... So, yeah, where's the best place for this, right? Being able to say, like, a rotation right of 0 is a NOP, remove it entirely, seems like the right answer here. I don't know if that's a lifting thing, because you could do that at the lifting. That might be a lifting thing. We should go... Oh, I'm being told I could put my order in for dinner here. So oops, what did I just do? Yeah, I haven't actually done any ARM RE before. So I don't know about that instruction or what the expected behavior is, but it does seem like it should lift that way. Right? If you've got a UXTB, let's actually look at it here. Yeah, no, I mean it's lifting it as a rotate and an AND. But it seems like it should be a ZX. All right, well that's a potential. I seem to recall UXTB being discussed in the ARM channel at some point. I didn't follow it closely, but like this sounds like something that they were talking about the arm lifting channel. So it's possible, in fact, let's check this. Is this RV7? Yep. Okay. Now let's look at commits. UXTB. UXTAB. UXT. What was I looking at? UXTB. UXTB. There's no AB. There's AB, whatever that one is. Issues. UXTB. Oops, is. Ugh. Not the hotkey I expect. Yeah, just the big one that has everything. And that'll have. No, just see how they commit there. Interesting. Okay. I've never noticed the pinned issues thing there before. That's cute. That makes sense. Yeah, it maybe I'm thinking of something else or maybe a different one, but that feels like something that could be cleaned up. This should just be a ZX. Oh. No, wait a minute. This one is the ZX up here. Hold on, let's see what instruction this is. Oh, okay. So this one's actually a logical shift left. Is that the same as a ZX? Doesn't, no? Those are different, right? Yeah. So there's a roar in the actual just assembly down here. So it's being disassembled and lifted that way. I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't know enough about ARM to make a choice yet. Hey, hold on, Isaac. You can do it again. Isaac, do it again. Put you on the other camera. I gotta get the good camera. Okay. I tell him he can walk through once per week. He can't look at the camera, so I got enough battery for that. So all right. You still there, Josh?
Yeah, I just came back to
Isaac walking
see
through.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you gotten to the actual key check yet?
I mean, I think so. I mean,
The
there's
conditions are
this
weird.
one. Yeah. So there we go. This one. So this looks like, among other things, um, this is like a count. So this is. Wait, what? This doesn't make sense.
Wait a minute. This is oh, okay. Never mind, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just gonna basically until you get this whatever this counter represents. Oh, is this just gonna like iterate over every character puts? Also, this is wrong, right? Puts just takes a string. Um, or is Brinley? I mean, that's what rewind's for. I'm still. Oh yeah, I guess technically it is. It is the end of stream time, but I bit off some random. Oh yeah, Brinley. Speaking of ARM people, I'm randomly doing an ARM v7 challenge, even though I've never RE'd ARM before. Uh, we picked this one out of the Reversing.kr challenge set. And we're just poking through it. So we've identified this as a key check function, and the challenge text was like find the password. So here's the question for you, Brentley, that just came up, which is was it this function? No, it was not. Where was the let's do find ROR. There we go. So here's a little function. There's a couple like little check functions that are used in this particular binary. And it ends in, I guess it's UTXB was the actual instruction. Right here. And we looked it up real quick, and I guess that's just the zero extend instruction with an optional rotate amount. And in this particular case, the ROR is 0, which seems like this should just be lifted as a ZX. And one of the other, and by the way, is it segment break or seg break? I'm pretty sure. I probably know you just by a different handle, but if I'm saying it wrong, please feel free to correct me. I would love to make sure I'm saying people's names right or handles right. So Brindley, the question is, this though seems like this should basically be a NOP, right? So a ROR 0 should just go away, and this should just be like a 0 extend. But when we actually look here, we do see it's actually showing this value here. Oh, it's Nushi. Okay, that makes more sense. I've probably asked you that before. I figured you were somebody that I was very familiar with. Yeah, so the question is, Brindley, yeah, Nishi, you're also, yeah, several other people that are better to answer this question than me, but why is that showing up? Like, that feels like it should just be a NOP. It feels like it should be lifted as a NOP if there's like a 0 as an argument to a ROR. And so, yeah, I'll bring it up in the Slack channel for all the ARM people and see what they say, and drop the binary in it. All right, so we haven't made a whole lot of progress on this binary. We've fixed up a couple of prototypes and added some types. I think I would say that the HLAL seems, with the exception of that ROR, which is just not wrong, it's just a little extra. It seems okay so far.
Yeah, I think we just need to reverse 232C and we're golden. Like it just applies it to our input, compares with the encoded key,
Yeah.
and that's it.
So we'll call
so
this,
just reversing this.
we'll call this main. This one here. Well, so but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean the rest of main is just like the
right.
No, so it actually modifies the input. Main does the validation, which is just to compare against the encoded key.
Oh, where was that the was the data variable? This one? Yeah.
Yeah. So it literally just compares. So we know the string length already.
Assuming the null is still a null.
Yeah, I mean it
Uh,
true.
current selection, I think I can do. Or no, yeah. Current selection. 1 minus current selection. Oh, there's a better way of doing this. Yeah, the other way is literally just select here, and yeah, you can get just 1C. You can also pull that out of there. So if you've got like you want to quickly figure out the length of something, or I think it even just shows you. Yeah, it literally just shows you too, right there, 1C bytes. So here's our encoded key. What's going to happen to that? Yeah, so I think this is intentionally just like meant to be yeah, it's really pretty easy if you had a debugger and you just put a breakpoint there, but
yeah, you can actually see the modification. Well, we don't know if it like
this is
has
just
cascading effects or anything.
this is our counter, or we'll call it I. This is just I, right? Another for loop. Oh, actually, no. I was trying to say is this actually just a for loop, but it's not unless it's like a. There's the correct at the end. Yeah. So if you make it all the way through and you're not wrong, then you're correct. All right. So. Oh, interesting. Saved R7. This feels like it should be a variable. Why is it offset by that amount? That's not a I changed that to display as character, but it's not. Right? Like it's just some sort of offset. What is saved R7? Stack value?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it's probably just going to be
Yeah, they just
your
add the
buffer.
SP and then account for other stack vars. So I think it is just your buffer.
I mean, that just seems like
It would
what
make
be.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is decrypt maybe
Very
actually. So it's going to decrypt or encrypt your. No, yeah, it's going to decrypt the.
Yeah. No, it encrypts your input.
Encrypts your input. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not even save. This is literally
Or
just gonna
encode.
yeah, encode, encrypt.
Hopefully encode. Otherwise, this is going to be harder.
Yeah. All right, and then this is we know that's our buffer. All right, so encode. But is that like where's this? See, the thing that's weird to me is like where is this other one called from? Because these other very similar functions.
230.
This one has no cross references. Yeah. This one does. So like that makes me suspicious. There's the provider, but it's those functions. That's it. All right. So
I wonder if there's just a relative jump that we can't resolve. Oh no.
I don't see any obvious spots where like we look like we're failing to. It could be dead code, I guess, maybe. It's another possibility.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the value anywhere obvious.
Oh, just looking for the that's another thing we could just do. Oh, I want the find test branch so I could do the better finding stuff, but I think I should even be able to like just look for the text of 23E0.
So this is HateIntel from Reversing.kr.
Correct. Yeah, so that one appears just not to have any cross references. Automatic unresolved branch tagging. Is that actually? I mean, I know we've talked about that. Did we actually implement that? Oh, look at that. Good call, Nishi. Unresolved indirect control flow. Yes, please. Look, there's two. One's here. Oh, we're at the 3024. And one other one's at 3028. It's currently at 2038. And this one loaded. Oh, hold up.
Wait, that points into the DYLD section.
Let's do this. Tags. Thanks, Nishi, for bringing that up. I forgot about that. See, this is why we do the streams, so you guys can teach me this. Okay, so that's actually a pretty funny metric of like load something at an address, count the unresolved indirect control flow branches, load it at a different address, see which one has the smallest number of unresolved indirect branches. Ta-da! That one is 10. That one is 10. I mean, that's funny. So yeah, based on that. Oh, it is the DOILD. Yeah, that's all that one is doing. That's exactly right. That makes sense. And that means that, by the way, the base one is correct, right? Like the one that we started with no other load address, the load address built into it, because it although it claims, that's the funny thing, as a Mako, what did it claim that it was?
It claims 0, I think.
Well, no, it claims that it's not randomized. But if it's actually loading off a DOILD cache and it's an actual iOS binary, it 100% is randomized. I don't think they've ever not had randomized binaries, right? I think. I don't know. I don't actually RE iOS iOS apps. Shows my camera reset. So like it feels like yes, it is randomized. But anyway, the load address though of 1000 looks right. And so that just has. I really like the little question, and that's so funny. Thank you for reminding me, Nishi. And thank you. I think was it Brian or Peter, one of the two that actually implemented that. So this 3024. It loads this pointer reference. And that loads that pointer reference, which points here. But what is at that address? Like, is that something Googleable?
DYLD start.
I mean, okay. And then somebody in Puet
of course
is using that address. That's unrelated. It's also x86, so that's not.
Oh wait, Darwin, dylib, pcc-lib on GitHub.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Pointer into DYLD. That seems very right. Oh, sick. DYLD verifies what?
DYLD lazy symbol binding entry point.
Lazy symbol binding entry point. What?
Verifies incorrect at lunchtime. Symbol binding entry point. I don't know any.
And func lookup pointer. That's weird.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Brindley says that many years ago, apparently they did have non-randomized binaries at some point. All right. Well, that's good though.
Like,
so
why would you jump to that? Or oh wait, these don't have extra. Okay, yeah.
Right. These are the only two without extras because these are trying to call into DYLD. Like, oh, there's my dog.
Oh yeah, so that code path is reached from start. So that makes sense. It's just doing dynamic linking stuff.
Yep, which aka ignore it. Right. So I think we have all the code references. I think that's dead code, and I think we've been avoiding the hard part we just actually need to do for a while, basically, right? And this is a tiny little binary too. All right, so let's look at our encoding loop. and it's taking in, right? So encode takes, really? It's only called once and it has just a constant 4?
Yeah, no, it literally just.
Cool.
I haven't looked into it much. I don't know what the second arg is.
The second arg
Oh,
is
it's
4.
literally just an
That's
index
what I'm saying.
or a counter.
And then this is buff, right? I assume that was, yeah.
Yeah, it takes in a car star.
All right, so we're gonna pass in our buffer. I like calling my for loop variables I. And this one's all just gonna iterate over 4. Yeah, 0 to 3. And well, if Sterling of buff is less than or equal to
It just
0.
checks that it's not null.
Oh no, this is just the pointer. Yeah, this is just
Yeah.
right. All right, and then okay, so this does nothing but literally iterate over every character, right? And then and then it writes out.
Yeah, I mean, oh.
Where does it actually get stored? What is this doing?
Oh, that's super weird. So for each character, it calls this.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, so it transforms each
Yeah,
character
of
to a
your input.
binary representation.
Oh, is it that what it's doing? It's just the, no,
Oh,
this is
no,
not the
no,
binary one.
different
This is the other one.
function.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
here's print bins down here, whatever bit binary translation is there. This one, okay, so here, that's good. So we're sending in 1. Literally every time we call this, the second argument is 1. Which, by the way, let's try something. Let's look at this in medium level IL, because we know arg2 is always 1. And let's do I have to do SSA form? I think I might. User informed data flow. Okay, so that's the only reference to arg2 here. Isn't that user informed data flow in medium level ISA form? I thought that's where it was. Should go back and look.
I think that only works for vars, not args, right?
Right. So this var is the one I want to set. Right. The setting of this variable is so yeah. It's initializing this variable from the argument, and then that's the only thing it uses.
Is that SSA form? I thought it was non-SSA.
Maybe it's just medium level IO var18. That's all it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1. The function's only called once. It's always 1. Please analyze. And I'm curious what it looks like. Whoa, look at that. Wait, really? Yeah, it got rid of the argument. It does. It's because it's a constant now, it only has one argument to this function. Which, I mean, basically, yeah. Right? I was really curious what that would do. That's super interesting. I didn't know it would actually do that. You see what I'm saying? So like by making what's normally an argument a constant value, it actually just optimizes it away, and all calls look like it's not even there, which I think is totally fine and kind of what I wanted to have happen. Because I essentially just told it that's not an argument, that's a constant value. Here's what it is. And so like just by setting that user informed data flow, it's now going to show, like I think this value here, this 1 actually was an argument originally. So if I open the same binary again and go to, no, Control Shift A, Control Shift A. Yeah, right? That's just, I mean, it's whatever. It's a little thing, but I like it. I like that a lot. And thank you. It was medium level IO. Okay. So and again, so this is, yeah, a single character, right, that we're getting. arg1, so I'm just going to call this C. No, just a character, so just please stop calling it counter.
Yeah, doing the same with 4 is just as nice.
And then, cool, like, it's still just the character. All right. So we're walking, so we're doubling our 10. Oh, so we're left shifting the character. And so is this like bit count or something maybe? Kind of looks like it. Right. So if we have like bin of ord of A, right? So we've got our character and it is going to start at C. Actually, where does it use?
Wait, no,
Oh,
that
that's just
loop
a
is
counter.
Yeah, and it's 1. It's just called once.
Oh, right. Why is
Yeah.
okay? Yep. All right. That's not even a. Oh,
That's
that.
probably just like an anti-RE.
I mean, or some optimization didn't happen or something, but. Oh yeah, we could do the same with 4. That's a good point. Where was the time I called the thing 4? Right. So if I actually hit this and go to medium level IL, and I change 4, and I say set user informed data value is just always constant of 4. Bloop. Now we should. Yep. There we go. That's clean. All right. So where did our loop go? Encode.
Wait, so this just returns
Is it just bit
the
counting?
lowest bit? Right? Because left shift 1.
No.
No, because it 0 extends.
It's left shift 1,
the
but then it's
char.
comparing it to this value. Right? So
Yeah.
it's actually going to be
That's
not the lowest bit. It's whatever was this bit,
100.
right? Is that right? Wait, hold on. I'm looking at binary versus.
Yeah, no, that sucks. Well, you can display as binary. So it's the topmost bit then.
Was it? Oh, was this assigned? Yeah, this is literally just is a assigned byte value.
Yeah.
Is signed byte. Right. So, if it's or is not signed byte, because if it's right, return. Wait a minute.
Well, no, because we're working with like unsigned cars essentially. So it's it's top bit, no?
Yeah, I think
it
it's
lets
just
us
returning the
modify
top
it.
bit,
Yeah.
which is
What's that var 10 or equal 1 confused me for a bit. I thought we just always return 1 for a second, but it's a weird condition.
yeah. Actually, here, what does that look like? It like will allow. I mean, yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, wait a minute. Someone else is telling us how to actually do RE. Robin says 100 is a 1-bit followed by 8 zeros, so it's a roll left. I wouldn't say it's quite a roll left because it's zeroing out the lower bits too. I think it really is just checking. Yeah, ASCII, not ASCII. Exactly. I agree, Game Mind. I think it's literally just checking the upper bit of the byte. So the highest bit of the byte that was passed in. So like, is it all ASCII basically? I think it's just is ASCII.
Yeah,
is probably a better way to say it. All right, so we've got is ASCII.
Wait, what?
Right, this doesn't look like
Wait,
sufficient.
this doesn't modify it.
That's not enough.
Where are these other? thing's called.
We have no cross reference to it. So that's what I'm saying. We're missing code. Okay, so we're back to there is some other control flow we need to care about. Because I don't think you just have to send in any ASCII value of the proper length. That seems unlikely. I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, no.
Something else is going to be comparison. And so a little skeptical of this bit here, remain. Hold on. There's only one printf. Well, we can just hard code that then. Oh, and this should be and it was just a single string, right? Right. It's gonna read the string there. Okay. Not that I really need to be fixing this up. And actually, why is the type library not getting these? Because this is like libc on an old ARM file or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, is it that simple? Is it literally just the?
it's not. There's no way it is.
I mean,
Is
I'm gonna take that data and add 92 to it. See what I get.
Oh.
Oh, Jordan.
Yep.
The last thing in that data var is OX92.
No, right before the null. It is. It is.
Right before the null.
This is like a 5-minute crack me. We spent
Oh
like
god,
an
are
hour
we
on.
overcomplicating the hell out of this?
Yeah, nice and slow and taking our time. I think that's all it is. Where did
I swear to God.
All right, where was it? What was it called? Key.
That would be hilarious.
Encodes. Encoded key. Yeah, it is.
Hang on, I'm still trying to copy this.
Oh, come on. Copy as C array of 8-bit elements. Boom.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna do it in Python.
Yeah, well, Python can take it just fine too. Oops. What? All right, 4 byte CPN buff. Print. Oh, so it does need to roll though. Byte roll under. So -92 and roll it over. That makes sense. Maybe. Let's find out. If B is less than OX92, print sure X1 O plus B minus OX92. This is the world's worst.
No, it's just 92, not OX92.
If it's less than 92, it will roll negative. So that's why I'm gonna add an extra thing.
Oh, okay.
Stick it over there.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at your code. I was just listening.
Listening, it does sound a little weird, but I'm doing. But print sure. B minus OX92. Okay, so that does not give me. I mean, there's the other possibility that it's just like XORed, but I thought it was subtracted, right?
Yeah, that looks like not it.
It's not XOR and it's not just subtracted. Okay. So there's more to it. Exchange nibbles for each byte. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see. Yeah. I mean, I feel a little better that it's not that easy. Yeah, no, you can look at this and see that it's not going to be just subtracting 92 because like that's 96 and 4 is not ASCII printable in a useful way. So there is more going on there. But like I agree
Oh
that
god, it's
it's
hex
hex
92.
92.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean it. Yeah, and what we saw in disassembly was what was it? ASCII 92. That is a little weird coincidence though, right? Nibble swap. Um let's see. So that is actually returns. This one isn't called 4 times though. This one is only called, or this one's called 4 times. Okay. Yeah. Well, but that as we said earlier, that left shift there. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's literally a nibble swap. It works.
So, I think we've successfully proven that we don't RE very often anymore. We just build RE tooling. DO underscore, yeah, that is all it is. It's literally just a single nibble swap. What to be this way? Do this. For B and buff, A is equal to B and OXFO. Right shifted for A. Can I do and equals? Is that a thing? B and X left shifted for print sure A. No, that's not it.
Okay. Oh, you're doing it in Python.
As opposed to what? C?
Yeah, I'm doing it in C. I already finished.
Oh, or equal. Thank you. Yep. Or not and. It's something wrong. What else did I get wrong?
Whenever I'm doing anything with like wrapping,
There's no
always
wrapping.
use C.
There's no wrapping on this.
Well, yeah, but earlier when we were messing around with
yeah,
the
that's fair.
subtraction stuff, so I just
Keep the bits from the previous operation. Right. Yeah. So I'm ORing in. So I'm just taking the upper nibble as an order of operations. Upper nibble, shift it right, and then the lower nibble, shift it left, and or the actually you can just do this. Yep. Is it that's the way to not print a new line? Or is it just the trailing comma? Do you like ARM instruction? You know, the best part about that
Yep.
is we didn't really look at ARM instructions at all. Like, we literally just looked at the IO.
Wow. So this is actually baby's first arm.
Yeah, this is pretty easy.
That's okay. Oh, end equals empty string.
Yeah, yeah. I had to add my parentheses to get that working right. How do you make Python print not do the trailing new line? There's like a
He said in chat, end equals empty string
end
as
equals
a
That's
parameter.
right. Sorry. Thank you, Robin. There it is. Do you like ARM instruction?
Yeah. I mean, ARM is just intimidating to me, honestly. I've done maybe one challenge.
Two
and it was
now.
like opponable.
You've done two now.
Okay. I don't know if I count this.
I mean, it was embarrassing, but it's all right. We got
Yeah.
it done. Thank you for joining me on this too, Josh. I appreciate it. All right. Well, that was well over time. Usually I cut it off long before now. Does anybody in chat have any Q&A, anything they want to talk about before we shut down? Thank you very much for those of you that hung around and helped out, showed us the actual answer because we're bad already. That was pretty bad. I will say, in my defense, it's a lot harder to RE when you're doing a stream and you're having to talk and try to learn stuff as you go. But I'm also bad at reverse engineering. You're also having to talk. You had to talk. You had to talk on stream too. You didn't have your face cam, but that's it. All right. Well, thanks everybody. And if Fox, if you watch this after the fact and want to remind me on the binge Slack what that binary was you wanted to have me take a look at. If you still, after seeing me flub through this one so badly, want me to take a look at it next week and watch me and or somebody else from Vector 35 go through it, we can maybe do that next week. And if you have any other ideas on things that you'd like us to do, love to hear them. But anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll catch you next week, same time, same place. And thanks, Josh, for hanging out.